You want to be truly evaluating the health and the quality of the animal as you're doing each one of these different aspects. On advanced showmanship, the really it's about fine-tuning. So by knowing what the process is, of knowing that the examination's one giant circle, and that you're flowing through that, it comes down to how smooth you are. So as a judge, when an exhibitor is doing the examination, we want to make sure that when they pick the rabbit up, that they fully pick it up from above the table, and so that they're not dragging any of the nails, so that the rabbit doesn't get hurt. Then, following through that process of one giant circle and working from the innermost part of the rabbit out, then it comes down to how well you're actually doing the step, and how smooth you are, and are you taking an appropriate amount of time, and are you not taking too much time or too little time. So what that looks like is going through and doing looking at a reasonable pace, and keeping a consistent flow throughout the entire examination. Oops, I missed a step. So then, when you're doing these steps, you want to be thorough and diligent, and not too fast. But you want to be truly evaluating the health and the quality of the animal as you're doing each one of these different aspects, or checking out each one of the different body parts. And so going through it, I would say that that's an appropriate speed. So like it's somewhere around a minute and a half to 2 minutes tops to go through the examination steps. Is I would say like a reasonable pace for reaching all the steps. If you take a lot more time than that, then it will end up, if you take a lot more time than that, then there's a point where you're being just too slow. And if you're going a lot faster than that, I don't think you're taking enough time, or you're missing steps. So then so things that the judge is looking for while you're going through the exam to take your showmanship score from middle of the pack to more up towards the top is, like I said, the examination is critical, but then also how much eye contact you have, and how much you're paying attention to your other exhibitors. So your focus should be on the judge. So if she was the judge, I'm continuing to keep eye contact while I'm standing back here, like more with the judge, and as she moves around and she does the showmanship with the next person or farther down the line, I'm still continuing to keep eye contact with her. Even if she's 6 people down, I want her to know when she looks up at me that I'm paying attention to where she's at. At the same time, I am in my peripheral vision, I'm keeping an eye on the rabbit. So if it does move, if it moves really far, that's very bad. If it moves a little bit, I still then will pick up the rabbit, take my attention off of where the judge is at, and focus on the rabbit itself, and fully repose it. Fully reposing it is very important, because you're wanting to show off the rabbit in its best light. So reaching each one of the different body part steps, as well as then doing both of the front legs, back legs, the tail, the fur, and setting the ear carriage for the breed. And then hopefully the animal stays put and you can continue your focus back on the judge, so then you know where they're at. I would say that the difference between winning overall showmanship, in my opinion, at the county fair is you have to, is the difference of how much you do eye contact, and in addition to, you have to be great to begin with, but that's what puts you up over the top. And when you think about it, like most county fairs end up then competing in some type of a super sweet showmanship. The same idea when you look at the large animal livestock is that same type of feel, is being proficient in the animal that you're exhibiting, but then recognizing that that animal is doing what it's supposed to, and you're looking for if the judge wants you to do something else. Other things that I feel that put you up in that advanced category. Obviously, you do need to know some. Can you give me the standard? So, knowing your breed-specific standard from the ARBA is really critical and important. Knowing the emphasis of the breed, like this is a mini lop, so knowing that there's a lot of emphasis or a lot of the points on this portion of the animal, and knowing what a quality one looks like, because I feel that within showmanship you're doing both the health of the animal along with the quality of it. You need to know both, and that's where you would learn that information from. So the judges do ask a variety of questions. For me as a judge, I consider that a portion of your score. I don't consider it the only thing important in your score. And with it being only a portion of your score, I want you to be proficient in it, but if you still got 80% of your questions right, that's great, that's good enough. To me, that's missing 20% of your questions is a smaller deduction than missing 20% of your posing or 20% of your handling points, because there's 15 and 15. So there's 30 points there, there's only 10 points on the questions. So I personally as a judge, I reflect that because that's what the scorecard says. Other things that judges are looking for when you're for the top showman is, have you guys ever had it where a judge tells you to leave your rabbit on the table and then come back to them and they'll ask you questions? You've seen that happen? No, not yet? So that can happen. So as a judge, what I'm actually looking for is, even though I'm looking at you right now and I'm asking you questions, if she was exhibiting, I'm actually also paying attention to her even though I'm focused on you, and I'm seeing if your rabbit was right next to her and it was jumping all over the table, I'm wanting her to be a good sportsman and care for other rabbits, not just her own. So I'm hoping that she actually poses the rabbit, your rabbit, that I told you to leave behind. So that's actually what I'm looking for there. And I know that seems weird, but it's genuinely caring for rabbits. And then I know that you're good enough to not only take care of your own rabbit, but you're also able to take care of the one that was right next to you. So as a judge, that's a very advanced thing. But as a judge, that's something that we're looking for that first place exhibitor, the overall showman or reserve champion showman, is that type of skill, if you will. Trying to think. So to be towards the top of the class, which is what this one's designed for, you're wanting to obviously be proficient in the steps, but needing to have those extra intangibles to put you into those top positions. So, do you guys have questions?